These are my favorite out of favorite games.
Hi, I'm Jordan.
Hi, I'm Mae.
This is a video where we're going to talk about our favorite games that come out in 2022.
And yes, we are aware on how late we are.
Yes, we tried filming this a while ago and we had some microphone issues, and
I got sick.
then Mae got sick for a bit, and so here we are, April.
April Fools.
April Fools, right? Yeah. So, so let's talk about some of our favorite games that came out in 2022. Mae played a bunch of games this year. I have one caveat on my list that there were some games that kind of like were reprints or kind of redone versions of games. I didn't necessarily include those. I did include some of those in my top 10 if I hadn't played the original. Some of them I didn't include in my top 10 if I had played the original, such as Get On Board I didn't include, even though because I had played Let's Make a Bus Route before. I'm trying to think if there were any others. I think that was the biggest one. That definitely would have been my top 10 if I was doing that. But these are all 10. They were definitely new to us in 2022. Mae has 10 different games than I do. So we're going to talk about 20 games, right?
And I also have kids versions.
Yes.
Have grown-up version.
Yeah, so Mae's game Mae has some different games on here. Obviously, I've played all of her games. She hasn't played all of my games though. So let's get to it. Ready?
My number 10 for last year is Splendor Duel.
Yes, Splendor Duel is a 2-player version of Splendor, which I'm not sure you ever played Splendor, Mae.
I have not.
No, so this is Mae's kind of first introduction to the Splendor games, and this is a engine building game, which Mae loves engine building games.
Yeah,
right?
They're one of my favorite types of games.
Yeah, so I will be honest, Splendor Duel was on my original top 10 list, and I had played some new games that ended up bumping it off. We actually had this both as our number 10.
Yes.
Maybe I had it at my number 9. It was pretty high up there.
It was 10.
So now it's like around 11 or 12 for me. I really enjoyed this one. And what makes it different from the original Mae is that this one has that board with all the poker chips on it. And so the original didn't necessarily have that board. And so you were just kind of buying cards off of the table and then making your engine that way. And this one has that really cool board where you're collecting rows and columns of tiles. So what do you like about this one?
I really like the artwork. I think that they did really good on the people, and I find it really difficult to draw people. So I think that they did such a really good job, and all of the detail really comes in perspective whenever you're playing this game.
Yeah. And so one of your favorite games is what's it called? Happy City?
Yes.
From Game Right. And so this one is similar to that one, right? Where you're getting some stuff and then they're going to give you more stuff and then you get to turn that into more stuff, that kind of thing, right? So, yeah, Splendor Duel. Good one, right? Approved from both of us. My number 10 is Basket Boss. So this is one of those games that was published a while ago and they're doing a new version of it. So this is by All Play, which was formerly BoardGameTables.com. Mae, you did play this one, right?
Yes,
she did play
unlike the first time we
our first
did this.
So, yes, so Mae had played this one. I think that you played the first game we played with this one, right? And so it's an auction game. You're auctioning off different players, kind of free agency to build your basketball team, and the players are going to age. Sometimes they get better over time. Sometimes they get worse over time.
Yeah.
And so it has that cool you have that perspective of how the players are going to be in the future, and that's going to inform how you're going to bid on the players.
And not like real basketball because we can't.
I guess you don't know if the players are going to... You're guessing whether the players are going to be good or not. But I think this one works really well. We're not into basketball.
No, I don't even watch football.
Yeah, I follow football much more. We don't, and here in Pittsburgh we don't have a basketball team, so I don't follow basketball. But this one is really good. It's a really solid game. I really enjoy this one, and it's a really unique kind of take on auction games. So Basket Boss, my number 10 game to come out in 2022. All right, and my number 9 game of the year is also by the same publisher as my last one. That was not planned, but this is Habitats. Again, a republished game, but I had never played the original Habitats. And this is a tile-laying game. Mae, you did play this one with us, too.
Mm-hmm.
I actually kind of thought maybe this would make Mae's top 10 list.
It didn't.
It didn't, though. But you are driving this little Jeep around this grid of tiles, and you're going to draft these tiles, put them out in front of you, and depending on how you place the tiles of the animals, you're going to be able to score them. And you want groups of different colors around them, different habitats, right?
I'm pretty sure that I came in like second or third.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, I think you did pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I enjoy this one. It kind of has that same engine as Nova Luna, which I also really enjoy. I honestly do think this one edges it out for me because I think the way that it gives a couple extra wrinkles that I think really come together, and the production is fantastic. The artwork is gorgeous in this one.
Yes, it's like very vibrant, and I really like the art.
Yeah, it's
and
super
like
colorful.
It really has to be good artwork.
Yeah, Mae loves good artwork.
Yeah.
And this one, I think it super bright and colorful.
Yes.
It's not like realistic necessarily, but cartoony and has good style. So I think that one works really well. So that is Habitats. Mae, what's your number 9?
Mine is Turtle Splash.
Turtle Splash. Yeah. So this is just straight up kids game, right?
Yeah, this is just a straight up kids game.
And honestly, on the box it says 5 to 9, and Mae, you're older than 9.
I am 11, and it's really funny and really fun to play, and like I said before, adorable artwork.
Great artwork.
They're little baby animals.
Yeah.
Like they are so cute.
So what are you doing in this game? You're flipping things over.
Yes. So it's kind of like a memory game. So you have like a little grid, and each has a specific creature. One is a panda, another is an elephant, and then another is a red panda. So say panda, elephant, red panda. I have to do it in that specific order. And it's like a tile.
Yeah, and so you have all these tiles and you're trying to flip them over and get them in that order, right?
Yeah.
And then depending on how many you get, or you flick the turtle into the pond.
Yeah.
And then that's going to tell you how many you can flip over.
That's why it's called Turtle Splash.
Yes. So it's got that memory, but also a little flicking to it.
Yeah.
And your little brother and sister also really like this one too,
it's really fun, really childish, and kind of makes me laugh.
Yeah. So Turtle Splash, good one, right? Good game for kids.
So my number 8 is Sorcerer's Arena. And it has such a big box.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff in this. I think we have almost every expansion.
Yes,
I think they just came out with a new one.
almost.
I think they just came out with a new one. The new one has Buzz Lightyear in it. So we're definitely going to have to get that one.
Yeah, we will.
And so this one is what they call a skirmish game. So it's a head-to-head, back and forth, mostly for 2 players. And you have a team of Disney characters versus another team of Disney characters. And you're just kind of positioning yourself across this board. But you're playing these cards in order to take your actions to move, maneuver, attack your opponents, and each character has a different deck of cards that you're mixing up together. So
yeah, and they both do have villains and good guys. So they also have like Pixar or like.
That's true. Just regular Disney and Pixar is all kind of mixed together.
Yeah, it's all like mixed together. It's a really fun game.
Who are your favorite characters in it?
Moana, and then I kind of have to think back.
Yeah, Moana was definitely one of your favorites. Sully probably.
Yeah, Sully was.
I think Sully. Everybody I've talked to who's played this game, I think Sully is almost everybody's favorite character.
Yeah. Sully's pretty good.
I really like Gaston. He knocks you. He knocks your opponents back. I enjoy that. So, yeah. Sorcerer's Arena, really good skirmish game. Cool for families, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And the artwork. It really defines the characters of who they are and like shows how Disney actually presented them.
Yep. Cool. And my number 8 is Caper Europe. This is a 2-player game, and I don't believe you played this one.
No, I have
Yeah,
not.
so this is a 2-player game, head-to-head game where you are putting together a team of thieves, and you are going to try to steal art. And you're
It's reminding me of something.
Yeah, so you are getting your team of thieves together, getting them their gear, and you're playing these cards back and forth with your opponent. You're drafting cards, and then you're playing them on your side to try to move these tracks back and forth, and you're kind of scoring points on that.
Sounds like so much like Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, right? So you're trying to be a little sneaky and take stuff from your opponent and things like that. So really enjoyed this one. This one was one that I played later in the year, or maybe beginning of this year, and I've really enjoyed it and really am happy I picked it up because the production's fantastic, artwork is really quirky but works really well, and just the gameplay is really cool, especially for a really quick 2-player game. There's a lot of game here. So, Caper, you're up. My number 8 for the year. My number 7 of the year is the Guild of Merchant Explorers. This one honestly doesn't even sound like a real game to me. It sounds like a bunch of words that they put together.
Yes.
But I think it's a really solid game. It's a game in which you're going to flip this card over and everybody takes that action on their board. And you're putting these tokens out on your board, trying to explore a map. You're exploring a new region and discovering villages and castles and things like that. And as the game goes on, what really makes the game cool is that every kind of round of the game, group of turns, you are getting one of these special bonus actions. So each turn you're maybe put out 2 cubes here, 2 cubes there, that kind of thing. But then you'll get like this bonus action that's like, put 7 cubes in a straight line over here, or put a bunch of cubes in all of these different places, or discover this thing. And it just gives you so much cool stuff to do. It almost feels like it's breaking the game, but all of you have these game-breaking abilities. So I really enjoy this one. I've taught it to a bunch of people this year, and May, I think...
I have not played this one.
I don't think you've played this one. I don't know how much you'd be into it, but maybe in the future. But I really like this one. Guild of Merchant Explorers. What's your number 7, May?
My number 7 is My Little Everdale.
Lil. My Lil Everdale.
My Lil Everdale.
And you haven't played original Everdale?
No, I have not played original Everdale. Like I've said before, I have a lot of the kids' versions of grown-up games.
Aunt Rachel actually has Everdale, so we'll have to play it sometime because I think you'll really enjoy it. But this is another engine building game, right?
Yes. Engine building games are really fun.
So you're getting these cards that have little cool woodland creatures and woodland creature buildings on them, and
it has my complete favorite type of artwork, so that also really compels me.
Yeah, these little cute animals.
I kind of want to put it high on my list, but there's so many other
games
better games.
Yeah.
So but this one was such a fun and very good game. I really request it. It's very fun.
Yeah, really good one. I think this one's better for... It says Lil in the title, but I think it's better for older kids. Like your brother and sister would not be able to play this. Not at all. And even though it says 6 and up, they wouldn't be able to do it. No. But My Little Everdale, I enjoyed this one. Really solid. All right.
My number 6 is Burger ASAP.
All right.
It is a kind of like a puzzle building game. Yeah. So you have like a card and it shows you what the burgers are. And let me just say, some of the ingredients are a bit weird and make it a bit funny. So that also...
Yeah, get used to that.
Yeah. So like you have to put it in a specific order, and like the cards are front and back, so it makes it really tricky, and whoever builds it first wins the round. Yeah, so
you get your burger order, and then everybody has the same cards. You're pretty much using all your cards to put these burgers together as fast as you can. And it is just a really cool, quick puzzle game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we played this one a bunch this year.
Yeah.
Kind of a quirky little game. There's not a ton of games out there like this, and it comes in a weird burger box like you get a Big Mac in, right? So, yeah, Burger ASAP, kind of a surprising game for me. Yeah. I did enjoy this one, too. So.
Yeah. It also had a bunch of weird ingredients. Per se, me.
You're more of just a cheese and ketchup kind of gal.
Bacon too,
Bacon.
please.
Yep. Cheese, bacon, ketchup, barbecue
Yeah.
sauce. That's kind of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right.
Very simple.
And my number 6, so we're halfway through the list now, right?
Uh-huh.
Millie Fiore. This is another one that I got later in the year. I played this for the first time, I think, after the new year. And this is a combo building game. And I think I have another one on my list. I definitely do. And this is a type of game that I really enjoy, where you do something and then it's going to chain to other actions that you can do other places of the board.
So it's like a chain reaction.
Chain reaction kind of game. Yeah, so you do this
like,
here, and then you get to take another action
every
here.
action has a equal and opposite reaction.
Exactly. Yeah, so I really enjoy this one. It's a bigger kind of board game.
It seems big. The box is huge.
Yeah, it's got a big box. It has a big board, and you have these little plastic kind of translucent pieces that you're putting all over the board to cover spaces. Really enjoy this one. You have some card drafting elements. Each section of the board is going to score differently and work differently. So enjoy this one a lot. Millie Fiore. All right, my next one is Cat in the Box. This is one that I got from PAX Unplugged. It was the first booth I stopped at because I really wanted this game and they didn't have it at my local game store yet. And it's a trick-taking game. You're playing cards. Whoever plays the highest card wins. This one's really unique because all the cards are black, and you are kind of assigning colors to them as the game goes on. So all the cards are one color, but as you're playing the cards, you're going to say, I'm going to make this card a red 5. It's already a 5, but I'm going to make it a red 5. And then everybody else has to play a red card. But they can't play a red 5 because you've already played the red 5.
Interesting.
So really interesting game. Played it a lot at church game days.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing you bringing that one day.
Yeah, people really enjoy this one, especially if they have a background playing spades or euchre or rook or one of those trick-taking games. This one is not super difficult, that they can kind of get into it pretty easily if they have that background. I've even lent this to Miss Julie at church. I lent it over to her, and she really enjoyed it. So this one's really cool. Cat in the Box. If you like trick-taking games, I would definitely check it out. It was definitely my favorite trick-taking game of the year, and honestly probably the biggest trick-taking game to come out of the year. The other one being 9 Lives, which is, I think, on the shelf behind me, and I really did enjoy that one too, but that was probably in my top 20, just not top 10. What do you got, Mae? Number 5.
Downtown Farmers Market.
Yes. Oh, this is a tile game where you are trying to score these edge tiles. So you have all these different scoring objectives in this grid, and you are putting these tiles out in a grid, trying to score them based off of how you position them in the rows and columns. And it's just kind of a straight puzzle game.
Yeah.
Can be kind of difficult, but also
really fun, and it's really fun.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to kind of get those pieces together in the best ways to do it, right? So yeah, we got this one beginning of the year, and it's still held up to something you liked at the end. So it's cool. Yeah, Downtown Farmers Market. Mae's number. What are we on?
5.
5. So this apparently is our blue-orange section of right.
Yeah.
So Mae just had a blue-orange game. She technically, I think she had a couple with Burger ASAP was one, Farmers Market, and now we have, what's this one, Mae?
Museum Suspects.
Yep. And what kind of game is this?
It is a, oh my gosh, what is it called?
Deduction game.
It is a deduction game. Yeah. It is pretty fun. So somebody committed a crime in a museum, and you have to figure out who did it based off of clues that cards you have. And you each have a card that you flip over, like whenever it's your turn, and then you have this cute little notebook and little pencils that you write down what it is. It's
like a real detective, right?
And it's in like a grid. And so like you mark down what it is, and like you try to figure out who did it, and you don't all and like you can't flip over something that somebody else has already flipped over.
Yeah, so you have to be really mindful of what you're doing, because you're also going to block people out from that information, but you might also get blocked out of information, right? So Museum Suspects, I really enjoyed this one.
Mhm.
We've also played this a lot at church game days.
Yeah.
Because the other kids can get into it pretty fun, and
Yeah.
it's a good one. So Museum Suspects, also from Blue
Mhm.
Orange, really solid game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my number 4 is also from Blue Orange. We're not getting paid from them, right?
Mm.
We're not.
Mm-mm.
That was a joke. We're not getting paid from them, but it feels like it at this point. Next Station London. At one point in the year, this was probably my favorite game of the year. I absolutely adore this roll and write game where you are simply connecting spots on a grid sheet to create subway lines, trolley lines, whatever. And it just works super well where you are, by the end of the game, you do 4 different routes. You're going to flip a card over, and it's going to tell you where you can go on the route, and you're going to choose one of those. But each round of the game, you're using a different color. So I might be doing the blue route first, and Mae's doing the pink route first. And then once the round is over, we go through all the cards, we shuffle the cards up, put them back down, and then we pass our pencils. You get a new color pencil. And the game ends once everybody has drawn all 4 rounds. And so there's just something about this game that comes together super well and hits me in all the right spots. I don't know how else to say it. I just really like it. Next Station London. Good one. My number 3. We don't actually own. A friend has it. I've actually bought it for them for Christmas, and then played it a bunch with them and borrowed it, and I ended up having to give it back because it's not mine. But Trekking Through History is my number 3 game of the year. This is a. Did you ever play this one with us, Mae?
I don't think I
did.
did.
You need to play this one.
Okay.
And you are traveling through time, and you're making a timeline of cards, and you're going from the past into the present. And as you're doing that, you're also collecting these little tokens and covering up spots on your sheet to score points.
That sounds so much fun, and I adore history. I adore it.
I know. We're going to play it. Trekking Through History, fantastic game. It just combines a couple really simple mechanisms together in such a lovely, lovely game. Really enjoy that one. What's your number 3, Mae?
My number 3, and this is my number 3s. That means that these are amazing, and I love these games.
That's true.
This is Planted, one of my favorite games.
Yes.
It is so much fun. I love it so much.
I also really enjoy this game. This is up there for me. It didn't make my top 10, but I really do enjoy Planted by Phil Walker Harding, and it is not an engine building game. It's a resource management game.
Yeah.
So you are collecting resources
and
turning them in for
plants, and you have to get specific things, and you have a little line that shows you all of your resources and things that you have currently. And there are, I'm pretty sure, 2 types of plants.
There's a couple different types of plants.
Yeah, there's a couple different types
how
of
they
plants.
grow, what kind of resources they need.
Hanging and
potted, and then a different kind. Yep.
Yeah.
And so you are drafting cards. So you have a hand of cards. You pick a card, pass them, play that card, and it's either going to give you a resource or it's going to give you something else.
Or a plant, or a special card.
Or you could take a plant and that kind of thing. So I don't know, super light game, but a lot of fun, and the production is crazy. It's got all these plastic bits, wooden bits, little seed bags. So cool.
I love it so much, and the art is very realistic, and I feel like I would actually look at this and see this in real life because it looks so realistic.
Yeah, and this is actually probably a game that we've played with a bunch of people, and they have turned around and bought the game after playing it with us. So, really great. I think it's still on Target. Planted, fantastic game. Go buy it.
In love. My second favorite game is Sweet and Spicy.
Yes, this is a small box card game, little card game.
Little compared to my dad's next game.
This is a bigger game. But Sweet and Spicy, it's a card game where you're just kind of matching the cards on the table, right? You're trying to play cards there.
My dad had to teach me how to bluff.
Yes, it is a bluffing game because you are you're playing your cards face down, and so you have a ingredient, right? So what is it? Lemon.
It's
lemon, black pepper, and red pepper. I think chili peppers or something like that.
Yeah, chili.
Those are the 3 colors, and so you're playing your cards face down, saying, which cards you're putting down. And
Yeah.
you're bluffing because everybody kind of sees, they know what cards they have.
But they don't know what cards you
don't know
have.
what cards you have.
And so I'm actually not really a good liar or a good bluffer. So they really had to teach me, and I had to try to figure out who was bluffing, which was also really difficult. But the difficulty for me, it's probably going to be easier for other people. I'm just not a really good liar.
Yeah.
It was really difficult, and that really bumped it really high on my list because it made me work really hard and
try to do something new.
Yeah,
Try to
really,
be good at something new, right? So yeah,
it was very fun.
Yeah, we also have Spicy, which is another version of this game, and that one has just some different power cards, but I think this one works just as well. So Sweet and Spicy, also much cuter than the other.
Yes,
way cuter, right?
Yeah, way cuter,
All right.
and like I said before, art
Love cute.
makes it a bit higher
Love
on
cute.
the list.
All right, so that was your number 2 game, Sweet and Spicy. My number 2 game.
It was little compared to.
Yes. My next one is Skate Summer, which is a kind of big box, obviously big box game from Pandasaurus. And this one, May, when I was growing up, I know you guys play your Switch a lot.
Yeah.
And you guys play a lot of Mario Kart, right?
I prefer Animal Crossing.
When I was growing up, we had when I was your age, what was that? Probably Super Nintendo at that point. But after that, we got a Nintendo 64. And Nintendo 64 had a game called Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and it was a skateboarding video game. It was one of my favorite games. And this Skate Summer feels like
that.
It feels like that, where in the game, you're actually skating around, and you're finding letters. You're spelling skate. When you find these letters around the board, you're collecting. You're breaking crates, boxes, and things like that. And this one has that kind of vibe to it, where you're collecting the symbols, you're upgrading your player, but it also has that push your luck, where you're always trying to do one more trick, play one more card, and you might lose your balance. And it's got push your luck. It's got that board movement. It's got some set collection, majority, that kind of thing, and it just comes together super well. This one's really cool. It feels like such a good theme for what for something that's unique, but something that I'm into. So love it. Skate Summer. Someday, May, I'll play this one with you. It's got a lot of pieces, though. Right? So I really enjoy Skate Summer.
Keep it away from children, dogs, and animals.
Probably.
Especially our animals.
If you lose those bits, they're going to be gone forever. So
especially our animals, let me just say.
They get into a lot of stuff, right? So that's Skate Summer, my number 2 game of 2022. All right,
this is our number 1. So keep in mind, these are our number 1. So that means they are going to be pretty good by our standards.
I think so. What's your number 1 game of the year, May?
Unlock Kids, and this is another one of those little kids version of a grown-up game.
But I will say, and I played all of these with you. I don't know if did you guys play any of these without me?
No, and we have not finished all of them.
I think we're one short.
Yeah,
we played all but one.
Or yeah.
I think there's 9 games in this box, and I think we played 8 of them.
I think we've only played 6.
No, I think we played 8. Yeah. So, Unlock Kids. This is kids' version of Unlock games.
Yes,
now,
it is.
May's mom and I play Unlock games all the time. I know we have a stack over there that we have not even opened. They're still in shrink wrap. But we play a lot of them. We try to keep up with them, but we're pretty behind. And it is such a perfect system for the kids version. This is called Detective Stories. I hope they come out with more of these.
Please do. If any whoever made this is watching this, I am begging you to please come out with more.
Yes. Oh, for sure. So it has 3 different scenarios, but each one has 3, I think 3, maybe it's 2. Oh, 2 adventures each. So we've played 5 of the 6. I was thinking there were 8, or there were 9 in the box. Yeah, so each of these 3 locations has 2 different adventures that you're doing. And you're literally just using these cards, finding stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
And trying to solve the mystery.
Yeah, and there's 3 different ones. There's like a Scotland one, a farm run, and then a amusement park one. I really like the farm
The
one.
farm one was fun. You were looking at like newspaper clippings of trying to find the barnyard news, that kind of stuff. I don't know.
The pieces are so interesting,
Yeah,
but setting it up is a bit of a challenge
it
to
can
figure
be.
out like which friends get which.
Yeah,
But
but
like,
it comes together really well. It is replayable. It is not you don't destroy the game as you're playing
no,
it.
you
Some of
do
these
not.
games may, I don't know if you've ever known that, but some of these games, these like mystery box games, you actually write on or you tear things up
Oh
and you
my
actually destroy the
gosh.
game as you play it. So this one is not
No,
destroyable, but
this is not
but
destroyable.
unlike the other unlock games, does this one there is no app. You don't actually use an app for this one, where the other traditional unlock games you do use an app.
No,
So,
I don't think so.
yeah, so Unlock Kids, one of the best kids games I've ever played. I think the same for you, right? Yeah.
I love this one. It is so much fun, and I really hope that they come out with more. Like I said before, whoever created this, the company who created this game, Space Cow, I think.
Space Cowboys, yeah.
Please, 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 please come out with another one of these. It is such a good
100%.
game.
100%. All right, my favorite game of the year. And if you follow me on different things, this might not be a surprise because I talked about this game a lot. And this is Three Sisters. This is a big roll and write. They call it a loaded roll and write game. So in this game, you roll dice and then you write. That's what a
I
roll
have
and
a
write
question.
Yes.
Is this based off of like the Native American Three Sisters?
This is about the Native
I
American
learned
Three
about
Sisters.
that in school,
Yes,
and I was
so
just like,
the Three Sisters
yeah.
is a farming technique that the Native Americans taught folks, or they used. And so you're growing different crops near each other, and they kind of have a symbiotic relationship. So I believe it's pumpkins, corn, and green beans, maybe.
And some type of bean.
Yeah. So as in this game, you are rolling a fistful of dice, and then those are going to be allocated to these different actions, and you are kind of rondel-like, and then you are drafting those. Whenever you draft the dice, you get to take the action on the dice, you get to take the action on the action space, and then everybody gets to take another action based off of what die is left over. And it has that chaining, like we talked about, that chain reaction. Where you do something here, when you finish a section of blocks, you get to come over here and do a section over here. When you have a bonus action, then you can do it anywhere over here, and then you get these the shed gives you all these bonuses throughout the game that you can do extra stuff, and it is so good. This definitely replaces Fleet the dice game for me, and the new one, Motor City, I also really enjoy. It feels a little different, but I think this whole line of these like heavier roll and write games is so good. I just really love it. So that is Three Sisters, my favorite game of the year. All right. What do you think, Mae? Was it a good game? Good year of games?
Yes, it really was.
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
agree.
really good games and a lot of close calls for getting them in our top tens.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean,
they
there were
just
so many good
slightly
games that
missed
we
it.
did not include. Mae, we talked about Habitats for You, maybe.
It was
I had
definitely in
Slender Duel was left off of
yeah.
my list. Planted was left off of my list.
Yes.
Marvel Dice Throne was left off of my list.
I have not played that one, so
I don't think you've played that one yet.
yeah.
But so many good games. And then
Yeah.
2023 is off to a good start, too.
Yeah.
Really excited to see what this year has in store. So, all right, guys. That's our 2022 Best Games of the Year. I'm Jordan.